Hold on, guys. 1 second. 1 second here. Let me make sure. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Let me make sure that's muted. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Yusuf Dunbar, and this is Big Discussion 76 Sports. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. I see Sheed's here. We here. Appreciate that, Sheed. Well, everyone, this is going to be short because, give me a second here. Still waking up a little bit. This one is going to be short. I have to get on the road and go back up to upstate New York. But how could I not do something on this? This is as my brother once said, I feel like you're trying to catch lightning in a bottle. Well, yeah, I mean, and with sports, you got to do that sometimes. And this is a sports channel. It's a Michigan sports channel. I'm a Michigan alum, so how could I not do something on this? Please click the like, and let's get the engagement going. So this is going to be a short, probably 30 minutes, 45 at the most. But I just had to come on and give some discussion about what happened last night in the Elite Eight, which, based upon the seedings in that region, you would have thought that, the outcome would have been different. But so let's talk about what happened. Let me read some of the comments here first. Sheed with his signature, we here. Appreciate that. Sheed, I'm going to be off before Roger starts. And I'll probably be listening to you guys while I'm on the road. Probably jump up on the panel myself at some point. The AD says she says good. Daniel McGreevy says, so sad to go out like that. Nothing but pride for this team. The most entertaining Michigan basketball team I've watched in my 25 years on this planet. Wait a minute, 25 years. 25 minus, so 1996. Oh, so that's right. So you missed the Fab Five. The Fab Five's run. An absolute, here we go. Starting it early. An absolute disgrace last night. This was a brutal failure of a season by Michigan basketball. The only reason why I don't have my tiki torch out for Juwan is because he's a young coach. Guys, I just, me and Abdul Gaines, we go way back, but the passion, you can just cut it with a knife, just the passion and I love it. Austin says, I blame a large part of Michigan's loss on lack of good point guard play. Not only did Michigan's starting point guard not attack the paint effectively, he didn't get the bigs the ball in the paint. Buckeye Alex says, good game, defensive battle. Dre says, good loss. Austin says, Michigan failing to stop one player the whole night is a different story. UCLA showed more heart and grit. Dre says, second year Howard is going to get better. Go blue. Buckeye Alex says, Abdul, stop it. They were unranked. Abdul, anytime Abdul's team loses, one of the first things he goes to is fire the coach. But he's not. Last night he did not declare fire Howard in his George Steinbrenner manner. I'm gonna let's take a look at my Twitter account because I tweeted something after the game in the closing seconds. Actually, I tweeted this before the game ended, and I think I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see the first half. I was out having dinner with a friend, and I was looking at the TV like this. And when I got back here, I saw that Michigan was down by 9 points, and I was like coming out of halftime, and I was like, oh my goodness, this doesn't look good. But as you know, the Wolverines battled back, and the Wolverines were actually in position to win that game. But I'm going to go to my tweet here. We're going to go over to the Twitter sphere right quick, and then to Google to look at the score. Again, we're just going to be on for just a little bit. what stood out to me, what I thought cost them the game was this. I tweeted, the Wolverines were down by 1. This is within the last 2 minutes of the game. They battled back. They were ready to get that go-ahead basket and probably secure the game. And I tweeted this. All we needed was 2, but Wagner shoots the 3. What? WTF, I'm not going to say it. Drive it and freaking initiate contact. And then this gentleman here, Shaw, says, same thing Mike Smith did against Ohio State. Like, Dickinson hasn't been going to work all second half. It's sickening. And I tweeted exactly, freaking Wagner. Now, we're going to take a look at the statistics, but someone else on Twitter tweeted that Wagner was 1 for 20 something, 1 for 15. He wasn't having a good shooting night. And so I was on that one play, I was disappointed about that shot. I thought that, well, first of all, I mean, the kid can shoot, but he shot up an air ball, and I just thought that he should have drove it into the lane to initiate contact or to create something for himself or for someone else. And I think that this comment by Shaw is very telling as well. In that second half, when Michigan battled back, you could see that Eli Brooks was really making a concerted effort to bring the ball down and get it down to Hunter Dickinson. And Hunter Dickinson, at least early in that second half, was really asserting himself. And I think that was, I think that's what helped facilitate Michigan's comeback. Eli Brooks made some baskets. Sean D. Brown made some baskets. But I thought that Hunter Dickinson asserting himself down low and Eli Brooks getting the ball to Hunter Dickinson is what really got the Wolverines back in that game. But I was disappointed in that shot by Wagner. I thought they needed a better shot. I'm going to go to the comment section really quick here. Daniel says, first he says, they were unranked Abdul. Unranked coming into the season. This is far from a disappointing season. Abdul responds, Michigan let themselves down, their fans, and the Big Ten as well. 2000 is the last time the Big Ten won the national title in basketball. You don't get a chance to beat a number 11 seed to make the Final Four often. So that's surprising as well that UCLA was the number 11 seed. But we also know that sometimes around tournament time, teams get hot, teams gel, and they make those runs. And also Michigan was missing Isaiah Liver, so we were missing our number 1 guy. But still, I thought that we had enough to seal the deal and get into the Final Four. Let's see. Daniel McGreevy says the Big Ten let themselves down by choking in the first weekend. Daniel says Michigan was picked as the first number 1 seed to lose by nearly everyone. Livers scored 10 to 15 points, would have came in handy. Also, the 4 to 5 missed free throws bit us. Let's see, man. Hopefully, Wagner comes back so cold from 3 for the tournament. Austin says Eli Brooks with the half-assed layup to follow the miss. I mean, it was an air ball. You know, you're in the last minute of the game. You're trying to make something happen. I don't fault Eli Brooks with that. I don't fault him with that. I mean, obviously, you would have wanted him to put the ball on the floor or throw a pump fake, but I think it was just a bad shot by Wagner, and I like Wagner's game, but I just thought it was a bad shot. The Pac-12 is the only power basketball conference with a longer national title drought than the Big Ten. I had hair the last time the Big Ten had a national title in basketball, so disappointing last night. All right, guys, going back and forth with Abdul he doesn't give up easily. The Pac-12 is the least respected power conference in both basketball and football. You have to win last night if you're Michigan. No excuses for Michigan, especially losing to a first four team. That's surprising as well. They're a first four team. But again, sometimes teams gel in the tournament, and we didn't have our number one guy. Dre says Franz should come back for another year. Brooks should have taken the last shot. Brooks or Dickinson, because on that, I'm thinking about that stretch where Franz threw up that air ball. We only needed 2 points to take the lead. The last shot, we were lucky to get that last shot with 0.5 seconds left. So whatever we got there was going to be a Hail Mary of some sort. Okay. Let's see. Daniel says they did get one of their best scorers late in the season. They were better than 11. They were better than an 11 seed, in my opinion. Damn, I'm sorry about your hair, man. Hopefully, we'll see a championship soon. And honestly, I hadn't watched UCLA play all season, and I hadn't even watched their march up to that point. I figured they were a playing team. They'll get eliminated eventually, but they kept saying that one of the kids was a Kentucky transfer, and they had aside from their point guard with the Rasta hair, they had a long they had one of those long, athletic, versatile teams where multiple guys could shoot it, and they were getting inside play from that Cody Riley kid before he fouled out, and they had that excuse me. And they had that Nigerian kid as well. So, once their coach, the name escapes me right now. I just looked it up on Google. Once he got all of them to play together, I think that they were better than an 11 seed. So, guys, let's take a quick look at the box score, and then I'll read a few more comments, and then we're at 15 minutes right now. Then I'll wrap up. But I just wanted to come on and just capture this because, A, it's still fresh, and I think we all expected, with the Wolverines being the number one seed and having Hunter Dickinson and still having those seniors there like Eli Brooks, I think we all expected them to be going into the Final Four round, and it is shocking that they're not. Before I look at the box score, I'm in a text group with Abdul Gaines, so I hope he doesn't mind, but I'm going to read a few texts from him last night because the texts were coming through. Just a few here. Abdul, this is my text. He writes, "You can't score 49 points against a Pac-12 team in 2021 for the right to go to the Final Four. The Pac-12 has been a joke in Power 5 circles. No one on UCLA looks like they're a big-time NBA prospect. This is a humiliating loss, and everyone connected to the Wolverines should feel that way." He states, "Jawan won't have this chance again. Number one seed, Elite Eight, all you have to do is beat a number 11 seed. That doesn't happen very often." That's a good point. In a tourney without Duke, Kentucky, blue bloods like Carolina, Kansas not making any serious noise in this tournament, you have to get to a Final Four this year if you're the Wolverines as a number one seed. At the very least, they flushed any good moments that occurred this season down the toilet. This was a wasted season for the Wolverines. UCLA was a first four team. First four games are playing games. That's what they are. As a number one seed, you can't lose to a team that had to play a playing game in this tournament. Jawan should hang his head. Jawan should hang his head in shame. The entire coaching staff should hang their heads in shame. The players should hang their heads in shame. The missed shots at or close to the rim down the stretch, just awful. That's the only thing saving Jawan from my tiki torch is that he's young in his tenure. If he were 5 years in and lost a game like tonight, I'd be calling for a firing. Abdul's brother says winning is the only thing. So I'll stop there. There was some back and forth between Abdul and Buckeye Alex about whether or not Lute Olson lost before he actually won. And the Arizona coach, as you know, did lose a number of years in the NCAA tournament before one of his Wildcat teams eventually won. So did Mike Krzyzewski and Duke. Let's see. Abdul says a Final Four berth and or a national title next season will cleanse the palate. It was poor coaching last night and poor play by the Wolverines. Egregious showing by Michigan. A wasted season. Wolf 58 says Abdul is right. After having great regular seasons, the Big Ten has been a disappointment in the tournament for years. Okay, let's go take a look at the box score. And see how the players did. And I think I do agree that Abdul had a point that if you're gonna score, you have to put up more than 49 points if you're Michigan. Give me 1 second. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, here we go. Final score, UCLA 51, Michigan 49. I'm just going to run through the point totals. Let me take that comment down by Wolf. So the first half, UCLA won the first half 27-23. And Michigan won the second half 26-24. So it was only a 2-point win, so it was a very slim margin. And when I turned the game on in the second half, UCLA was up by 9 points. And I thought that, okay, this is not looking good. Okay. So UCLA was led by Johnny Juzang. I think that was the kid from Kentucky. He scored 28. He was hitting jumpers all over the place. Next was Tiger Campbell with 11. So UCLA only had 2 double-digit scores in that second half. I thought that Cody Riley kid scored more, but he only had 4. Jules Bernard had 4. Jamie Jaquez. That's how they pronounced it. He only scored 4, but that was it. So Johnny Juzang was the player for them who was getting off. We'll take a look at your comments here. Let's take a look at the Michigan point totals. Okay. Wow. So Hunter Dickinson was our only double-digit scorer. Think about that for a second. We only scored 49 points. Our leading scorer is our freshman, 7'1" Hunter Dickinson. Brandon Johns got off a little bit in the second half with 8 points. Eli Brooks scored 8. Boston Davis got off a little bit, down low with 7. Shawnee Brown hit a couple shots with 8. Mike Smith scored 3. Mike Smith took one of the last shots. Franz Wagner only scored 4. So again, I didn't see the first half, but this is a dismal scoring output by our team, and our leading scorer only scored 11 points. So that's very telling. So I don't. So either it was that bad a shooting night, or UCLA came in with a strong game plan. Give me a second here because I just looked this guy's name up. UCLA head basketball coach. Mick Cronin. Mick Cronin, that's who that was. It's one of those names where it's not staying in my brain. So those were the scoring totals. Dickinson led us with 11, and then it went down from there. And I would agree with Abdul Gaines that you gotta, as the number one seed in that region, you've got to put up more than 49 points to put away the number 11 seed. I'm going to read some comments here. Let's see. Daniel says the Big Ten outside of Michigan has definitely been allergic to making postseason runs, it seems. Abdul Gaines says Wolf 58, absolutely right. Daniel McGreevy says Izzo has been clinging to that 2000 title forever now. Yeah, I think he got one of his teams back to the Final Four around, it was 2009 or 2010. Kalen Lucas. Who else was on that team? Darrell Summers. And they lost handily to that Tyler Hansborough, Danny Green, Wayne Ellington, Roy Williams, North Carolina team, right up there at Ford Field. We got some smack here. Dre says, Abdul should kick rocks. If you never played college sports, then you can't talk about who have a wasted season. Second year, Howard won the Big Ten and got to the Elite Eight. All right, we have some strong opinions here, and Abdul Gaines has some. He brings the strong opinions, and Dre swiped back. UCLA head coach Mick Cronin is in his second season, and he's going to the Final Four. Yes, he's got way more experience as a head coach than Juwan, but you have to beat the Bruins. It's disgraceful. U of M didn't win. A number one seed loses to a number 11 seed with a Final Four berth on the line. That's a wasted season, period. The end, any program with championship aspirations, DNA, credibility would say the same thing. Dre says, did you not see Gonzaga last night? And you talking about beating UCLA. If we beat them, then we would have lost by 30 to Zaga. Wow. Okay. Well, I think that's a nice setup for taking a look at the Final Four teams and closing out this live stream. So let's take a look at the Final Four teams. And then we'll close out because I have to finish packing. Share screen. If you haven't, please like this stream. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I am within 50 subs of getting to 1,000. Final Four. So they pointed out last night in the post game, I think it was Sir Charles and Kenny and the rest of that gang, that this Final Four, for this Final Four, there are no teams east of the Mississippi River. So this is a Midwest, westward slate of teams. So we're looking at in the Final Four, Houston. Wow. Houston, Baylor, UCLA, and Gonzaga. Let me read that again. Houston, Baylor, UCLA, and Gonzaga. 2 Texas teams, 2 California teams. How about that? And I think the team that's been favored to win all along is Gonzaga, little Gonzaga from up in Washington State. And looking at this, with them having won as impressively as they have up to this point, I picked Gonzaga to win it at this point going forward. So I picked them over UCLA, unless UCLA figures out how to slow them down and get shots for their athletic players. And that Houston Baylor matchup, I don't know. I don't know what to expect over there. But that's going to be our Final Four this year. Dre says, Abdul and Alex, see you in football season. LOL, be safe. So So I guess Dre's gonna, he's saying see you all the football season. So there we are. I'm gonna keep this going for another few minutes. With that, we're gonna in the aftermath of this disappointing loss, we're gonna transition back to the gridiron. And if there's still basketball news, I'll still report on that. I think a lot of you all are expecting Franz Wagner. I think Dre said that. I think you said that Franz Wagner is going to go pro after this season. So I think we'll be looking out to see if Franz Wagner goes pro. He certainly has the NBA talent. He didn't show it last night, but and I think that they've gotten some. I think they've gotten some new recruits in for the basketball as well. So, but I think our discussions here will, in fact, transition back over to what Jimmy and the football program are doing. There's always news coming out about the football program. We know that Giles Jackson has entered the transfer portal, and so there'll be lots of news to discuss over there. Buckeye Alex says, you don't want those problems. I'm assuming he's talking about the football program. Abdul, it happens. I think he's trying to console Abdul, which is a gargantuan task because once Abdul gets his mind set on something, it's hard to pull him off his square. But losses do happen like this in the NCAA tournament. It's a one and done format. And if you have a bad night and your opponent has a good night, that's it. There's no 7-game series in the NCAA tournament. Dre says, yes, we do. Alex, can't wait. LOL. Okay, so the football smack is starting already. And then Wolf58 says, with hoop season over for U of M, there's no avoiding the dumpster fire that is U of M football. Yeah, I know all along you guys want Jimmy. So, Jim, we're coming back to you. And guys, I do have another Michigan football video, another pre-record coming out for you guys. I'll probably have it up on Friday. Where is it? Yeah, I do have another pre-record coming up talking about your favorite subject, Coach Harbaugh. So it'll be a shorter video, but it's going to talk about the Harbaugh rule. You guys will just have to watch the video to see what the Harbaugh rule is about. But the net of it is that many of our discussions are going to focus back on what's going on with the football team. And then it's tomorrow's April. That means the NBA playoffs should be starting soon. So, occasionally I will be weighing in on what's happening with the NBA playoffs and Abdul Gaines' Lakers and those kinds of things. So there we are. But the discussion of this live stream was Michigan's disappointing Michigan's disappointing 51-49 loss to UCLA in last night's regional final, where a Final Four berth was at stake. So I just wanted to come on and discuss it while things were still hot and while it was still fresh. As a YouTube content creator who has a sports channel, your job is to ride the lightning and catch lightning in a bottle, and to catch the news cycle while it's here. And I think we did that. And I want to thank you guys for coming in and commenting and watching this. If you're watching on the playback, please like this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you want to throw something in the tip jar, that information is below this video as well. And guys, I'm going to stop because I have to take a trip today. And once again, thank you all for coming in and hanging out in the chat and giving your fiery takes about the game, or in the case of Dre and Abdul, towards one another. So that helps to make this all fun. So yeah, so everyone, go blue. Enjoy your Wednesday. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. All right, bye-bye.